we are very willing to finance as long as when you acknowledge Gzion as a legal tender. When you tell the whole world that you acknowledge Gzion as a legal tender, we will give budget to all nations affected by this pandemic, especially your country, United States of America, followed by Italy. This is Dato Emmanuel Magsisibya of Maharlika Nation, and please be reminded to all my followers all over the world, please, with of course the direct command of Maharlika Nation's person behind me, may I inform everyone, people of the world, to all my followers, can you please share this live at this point of time? Especially OFW from the area of United States of America, at the same time Italy. The Maharlika nations are still waiting for the reply of President Donald Trump, and of course, if possible, the Prime Minister of Italy and other countries wherein coronavirus really affected them so much. So at this point of time, I will be reading again the Universal Divine Government Letter of Instruction Series of 2019-001 in order to remind the different head and different president of different nations who are in suffering with the pandemic entitled, or what we call this, so-called coronavirus. At this point of time, I will be reading. And please share this video so that the government of Italy, the government of United States of America, and at the same time the government of the Republic of the Philippines will know that still the Maharlika Nation is really willing to give the cash incentives in order to sustain the financial problem facing by the world at this point of time. And person behind me really need the what they call this answer of President Trump. Okay, Maharlika Nation is really willing to give help, especially financials, and the Maharlika Nations willing to let the United States of America and Italy fund the said amount in order that the International Monetary Fund will no longer give in terms of loan. When the different countries, especially the Italy and especially United States of America, accept Gzion as a legal tender, there's no more problem with regards to funding, because the Maharlika Nation is really very willing to give a certain amount, more than the United States of America expected and Italy. Maharlika Nation is very willing to share the blessing of Bathala, because the money or the wealth of Maharlika Nation is unlimited at this point of time. The problem is the Philippine government leadership not able to, what we call this, acknowledge the Gzion. I heard and we heard that United States of America now produce another stimulus package amounting of $2 trillion. So at this point of time, when United States of America accept Gzion and the government of Italy, including the government of the Republic of the Philippines, that is the reason why I am here as a spokesperson, needs to read again the letter of instruction from Universal Divine Government, the Golden City of the New Jerusalem, Bukas Grande Island, Nation of Maharlika. This is not simply a simple problem anymore. International Monetary Fund admit that there is already a recession. They cannot already print unlimited money, because even though President Trump tweeted that they need a backup, okay? They need a backup. I received a tweet wherein saying that President Donald Trump, according to his Twitter, I'm buying Bitcoin The Chinese virus is spreading, and the Federal Reserve is printing unlimited dollars. So far, so good. But if the dollar weakens, we need a backup. That is why I'm calling the office of the President of the United States of America that the amount that you are trying to, fund for the victim of coronavirus, the Maharlika nations is really willing to give you. That is why I have a go signal to inform the President of the United States of America at this point of time, and of course the government of Italy, as when they accept the Golden Zion as a legal tender, Maharlika willing to finance all the expenses. That because the money of Maharlika is not intended for Maharlika peoples alone, but this is intended to humanity. So at this point of time, I want you to share this to all your friends, regardless of negative comment. The Maharlika is very submissive about that comment. That's very much welcome at this point of time. Our aim is that the government of the United States of America can can really notice what we are trying to tell them. Okay? So I will be reading to you the content of Letter of Instructions. Universal Divine Government, the Golden City of New Jerusalem, Bukas Grande Island, Nation of Maharlika. Nation of Maharlika. Okay, Letter of Instruction number 2019, series of 001. To all banks, all ministers and heads of government, bureau, offices, agency, and government-owned or controlled corporation, and all concerned, I, Bai Amala, sole redeemer of the Golden City of the New Jerusalem, Nation of Maharlika, native Maharlikans, with principal address at the Bukas Grande Island of Maharlika, and global funder, implementer of the Universal Humanitarian Program, worldwide anti-poverty program in accordance with the International Economic and Social Cooperation or ECOSOC Article 55, Chapter 9, to wit, with a view to the creation of conditions of stability and well-being which are necessary for peaceful and friendly relations among nations based on respect for the principles of equal rights and self-determination of peoples, the United Nations shall promote higher standard of living, full employment, and condition of economic and social programs and development. Number 2, solution of international economic, social, health, and related problems and international cultural and educational cooperations. And number 3, universal respect for and observance of human rights and fundamental freedom for all without distinction as to race, sex, language, or religion. Whereas, instructing all the banks of the world in the immediate lawful monetization and circulation of the international currency known as Golden Zion, a gold-based currency note of Maharlika is now declared as legal tender in payment of all debts incurred by the Vatican, Spain, United States of America, and Republic of the Philippines since 1875 until the present, as a unilateral enforcement of the treaties under United Nations Declarations of the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, Article 37 of UNDREP, which provide, number 1, indigenous peoples have the right to the recognition, observance, and enforcement of treaties, agreement, and other constructive arrangements concluded with states for their successors, and to have states honor and respect such treaties, agreements, and other constructive arrangements. Number 2, nothing in these declarations may be interpreted as diminishing or eliminating the rights of indigenous peoples contained in treaties, agreements, and other constructive arrangements. As stipulated under the Deed of Assignment dated May 10, 2000, executed by Global Alliance Investment Association or GIA, represented by A.J. Eaker, as guaranteed by Bonus 3392181, which serve as debt collateral as an asset reserve in all banks which is payable in gold, and likewise recognized by United States Treasury and Federal Reserve Act of 1913. So furthermore, the same has been finally notified on February 16, 1999, and now subject to full implementation without court order as provided under United States Uniform Commercial Code or UCC in the collections of debt. So whereas the above mentioned currency is likewise backed up by the ancestral domain of different tribes within the Philippine archipelago. So further, an authority for engraving currency issued by the World Bank on 10th day of September 1976 at World Bank, Washington, D.C., United States of America. So whereas demonetize all fiat currency in the world for immediately replaced by a gold-based currency to finance massive universal humanitarian economic development programs, livelihood, scholarship, healthcare, agriculture, roads, railways, mass housing, hospitals, public schools, malls, condominium units, and the implementations of effective environment planning, waste management, free water and water distillation, and the appropriate utilizations of our natural resources, etc. Stop all destructive mining operations and excavation nationwide, and promote the clean energy, which is a high potent, environmentally friendly fuel that could possibly replace conventional or fossils, fuel, and gas. Whereas the Divine Universal Humanitarian Development Program protocol based on the following. Number 1, the wealth is for our trust and at the same time faith, okay? And righteousness, our only gift to Almighty God, who is the owner of our lives and the master of everything in the world. If you believe and have a great trust about this wealth, will save our poverty. And number 3, and for the remnant of the life of the indigenous generation, this wealth will be redeemed and ready to embrace, help the poor, and save and spread it to the whole world. This program intended as the following: housing, food, clothing, hospitalization, school, infrastructure, agricultural land to be developed, reforestation and save the Mother Earth, protecting and restoring watershed and ocean. So whereas execute full implementation of the customary law, the Republic Act 8371 or Indigenous Peoples Right Act of 1997 as international law of coordinations. So now therefore, there is a legal basis or legal cases. The International Tribal Court or ITC of Patuyay and Siring, Socorro, Surigao del Norte, Nation of Maharlika or Philippines, shall have the sole jurisdiction to settle such disputes involving the circulations of the international currency under customary international law. All executive order, letter of instruction, rules and regulations as part thereof, which are inconsistent with the provision of this instruction, are hereby superseded and or modified accordingly. Done in the golden city of the New Jerusalem, nation of Maharlika, in the year of our Lord 2019. Signed, Bai Amala, Golden City of New Jerusalem, Nation of Maharlika. I have an instructions that we need to inform the different government leaders all over the world in order for them to reconsider the recognition of the Gzion currency, so that however or how much expensive the vaccine, how much the expensive of hospitalization, we can cater it. That's the main point of this reading of letter of instruction. That is why to all concerned nations and state, their president, calling the attention of the president of all nations, prime minister, head of states, we are writing you, or we are informing you the content of this letter concerning for the currency in the nation of Maharlika. So we have a concern that we need you to know the value of 200 pesos per golden Zion. Executive Order number 002, series of 2017, and Universal Humanitarian Law are what we call this hereto attached. In the exercise of our rights, collective representation and self-governance as provided in the Republic Act 8371, known as EPRA Law of 1997, Section 13, and as what is stated in the United Nations Declarations on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, Article 37, which provides. Okay, number 1, indigenous people have the right to recognition, observance, or an enforcement of treaties, agreement, and other constructive arrangement concluded with states or their successor, and to have state honors and respect such treaties, agreement, and other constructive arrangement. Nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as diminishing or eliminating the rights of indigenous people contained in treaties, agreements, and other constructive arrangement. In this connection, we can be instrumental in assessing the nations or the world by helping with the necessary needs, not only for building infrastructure and shelters, but to feed people and fulfill medical needs. We do not expect that anything will be done in accordance with the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, or ICESCR, under Article 11, Paragraph 2, likewise provide. The state parties to the present covenant, recognizing the fundamental right of everyone to be free from hunger, shall take individually and through international cooperation the measures, including specific program, which are needed. Number 1, taking into account the problem of both food importing and food exporting countries to ensure an equitable distribution of world food supply in relations to need. Thank you for considering this letter. Please let me know if you need any additional information that may influence your decision. And please acknowledge and confirm upon receipt of this letter. God bless. Okay, note, formerly Philippines, formerly called Maharlika, and now the Golden City, the New Jerusalem, within the nations of Maharlika. Sincerely, signed, Dato Bontito Leon Kilat, Attorney Vicente B. Gonzalez, Pangulo sa Husay or International Chief Justice of International Tribal Court. Signed, Dato Amala, Customary Council, Assistant Judge. Signed, Bai Amala, Golden City of the New Jerusalem, Nation of Maharlika. Why I am reading this? Because I want, or we want, we in Maharlika Nation want to remind the different nations representative to get the cash gifts from Maharlika in a form of Golden Zion. People at this point of time needs to be fed, needs to be medicated, needs a appropriate support in terms of medication. We need to combat poverty at this point of time. Government all over the world who wanted to acknowledge the Golden Zion as their legal tender because we Maharlikans, very honest to inform you that this money is a gold backup. When the United States of America recognized Gzion as a legal tender, because this is not a national money, this is not a money of the Republic of the Philippines, this is not a peso. We acknowledge, we respect the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, we respect the Republic of the Philippines leadership. That is why we inform you from the very beginning. We cannot support the needs of our people. This is now the time that Maharlika spokesperson calling again the attention of the Republic of the Philippines leadership through President Rodrigo Duterte. Please, all nations, all OFWs who have knowledge about different government, inform different government wherein you are now at this point of time. Please contact spokesperson of Maharlika in order for them to really know what we need now is the adoption, the acknowledgement of different nations to this Gzion, because the Gzion is considered as international currency. This is not a Philippine peso. That is why Maharlikans are very generous enough. We are very willing to support the U.S. economy when the Republic of the Philippines leadership not acknowledge this. We want to save lives of every human being in this universe. That is why we declared that this money intended to humanity. We are not interested to fund personal vested interest. This money from Maharlika, Gzion, international or international currency, backed up by gold. Later, you can verify it with the documents if you wanted to verify. But at this point of time, I am begging in behalf of Maharlika Nation, please let President Donald Trump, I know you have a lot of connections there, my dear fellow, followers of mine. I know you have a lot of connections. We prepared 349 billion pesos in a form of Golden Zion. We want to give, financial assistance. Maharlika Nation wanted to share the wealth of Bathala to those nations who wanted to recognize Golden Zion as their currency. Because there's no value anymore, the fiat currency. That's the reason why a lot of economists, not able to predict this to happen. We are now in a recession. International Monetary Fund cannot suffice to all 80 nations who wanted to borrow money from International Monetary Fund. This is now the time for you not to lend money or not to borrow money. We will give you the Golden Zion. It's up to you to verify. You have a central bank. You have a financial system. You have financial offices to verify the legality of the Golden Zion. But at this point of time, we need to combat the plan of the cabal, to conquer all of us by this so-called vaccination. This money is intended for health. This is intended for humanity. That is why, if you, my dear followers of mine, are very brave enough to inform the office of the President, United States of America, President Trump, we are very willing to help. Especially, of course, we are very willing to help also in Italy. That's why for those nations' representatives, diplomats, If you want to be funded, please contact Maharlika Nation and we will give you what is due to you. We wanted to help. Okay? Because this wealth is not a simple wealth. This is intended for humanitarian purposes. President, Prime Minister, they cannot solve this problem in terms of money. That is why look at what will happen. Diba? The Senate and the Congress, very hard to earn money. They simply allot 275 billion pesos. Wherein Maharlika Nation is willing to support financially. All you have to do is acknowledge the Gzion currency. Because it's very clear that President Trump, of course, nahihirapan sa paghanap ng pera. Okay, the Federal Reserve are already, there is no backup anymore. Okay, that is why we call the attention of U.S. Treasury, we call the attention of President Trump, we call the attention of Prime Minister of Italy, because you are really, you are the, what they call this, in the list to be helped by Maharlika nations. Kasi pag magpa-pride pa tayo dito, walang mangyayari sa mga tao. Mamamatay ang mga tao sa gutom. So that is the reason why na we are not tired of informing the whole world that the money of Maharlika is not a simple money. When you acknowledge Maharlika Nation's international currency as legal tender, there's no more problem about the funding. Kahit gaano pa productions of what they call mask, pwede nating magawa yan lahat-lahat. Okay? So please, ito lamang po. Kasi pag hindi, maraming mamamatay. I was informed that part of Dubai, I don't know. Okay? Sana hindi lang po magkakatotoo. I received an information that there is a place, there is one country in the world, they wanted to burn a particular place because their citizens are already contaminated 99.99% of coronavirus. Mayroong isang bansa na kung saan may lugar sa kanilang bansa na ang mga tao doon infected na po ng virus 99.99% and they wanted to burn that place without citizens' knowledge. So pag magpatuloy pa itong problema, bahala na kayo, batikusin ninyo ako, kahit na malapit na, sana pakinggan, President Trump, as spokesperson of Maharlika, I have a simple message to you. This message is intended to United States of America President Donald Trump. Dear Mr. President Donald Trump, Maharlika nations love you so much. Maharlika nations love also President Rodrigo Duterte. Kahit whatever sin committed by United States of America to chosen people, but by the previous administrations or in the previous decade, including the Italy, this is not a time that we are going to let you pay, your debt. This is now the time for you to accept that international currency of nation of Maharlika. I know, Mr. President, you are more knowledgeable than us. You want United States of America citizen be safe. When you accept Gzion as international currency, we are very much willing to give you assistance. We must admit that this will not become a legal tender, in United States of America without your recognition. When the leadership of the Republic of the Philippines do not want to accept Gzion as a legal tender, we are waiting for other nations to accept Gzion so that your citizen will not be suffer anymore in poverty, hunger. and at the same time, these so-called health issues. This wealth of the nation is intended to humanity. I know, Mr. President, that you are a patriot. We believe your capacity to unite, to achieve unity. We in Maharlika Nations believe your effort to save America. Okay? To the effect of this what we call global recession. Even though the International Monetary Fund, this is not a private knowledge, this is a public knowledge. Based on the report, okay, the director, of course, the officials of International Monetary Fund admit that there will be a recession at this point of time. I appeal to all the claimants of the wealth of the nations. I would like to inform you that you cannot get any amount of paper money from World Bank. Even though they give a matter of how many million US dollars. But the problem is, even though President Trump know the status of Federal Reserve, know the status of International Monetary Fund, know the status of World Bank. If you wanted to save the humanity, Mr. President, we are very much willing to help you. Whatever negotiations, we are very willing to give you the documents that you wanted to in behalf of Maharlika Nations. At this point of time, with all the bravery, in behalf of Maharlika Nations, I know that my thinking as a spokesperson is also an idea of the one behind me. People of Maharlika waiting for your response, Mr. President, including, of course, President Rodrigo Duterte. Mr. President, puso sa puso. I really believe you. I do respect your presidency. But we must admit that we cannot solve this problem anymore. Please, acknowledge the Golden Zion, an international currency of Maharlika Nation, of Maharlikan tribe. This is intended for humanity. This is not a money of Maharlika. This is the wealth of God. It so happened that person behind me was a trusted, a funder. That's why he wanted to fund the humanitarian programs under the provisions of the ECOSOC, Article 55. I really respect the claim of different claimants of the wealth of the nation. But the problem is they don't have a nation. They cannot print money according to the World Bank instruction. To the Prime Minister of Italy, I have also a message to you. Mr. Prime Minister, if you want to save the citizen of your country, please accept Gzion as a legal tender of your country. We are very much willing because the fund is already prepared. What we need to do is to accept it. We prepared 10 million Gzion, equivalent of 2 billion pesos, for what we call partial. Ibuhos ng Maharlika. Maharlika willing to fund all expenses. That is why I can see you, Mr. President Donald Trump, eye to eye. 1,000%. We have a currency known as Golden Zion, and that is what we call gold backup. We are the only nations offer that such kind of blessing to all people of the world. Okay? That's why my appeal to all my followers, please share this video. Paningkamutan nato makarating. Then Mr. President, you have a power. Aminin natin at sa hindi. Sa totoo lang, we cannot solve this problem without divine interventions and without using the wealth of Him. After this, when you acknowledge that Gzion is a legal tender, all problems in terms of hunger, poverty, lalo na ngayon at this point of time, people need support. Hindi mabubuhay ang tao sa 2 kilo. Hindi mabubuhay ang tao sa 5,000. Ngalong panahon ngayon. Umpisa pa lang ng ating problema. I was informed that Maharlika really very eager that the countries that I mentioned a while ago be helped by Maharlika. We will give funds. I must admit that as a spokesperson that at this point of time, Gzion has no value for those who don't know how to value. But for those individual or group who consider that this money is valuable because this is backed up by gold, has a value. So at this point of time, please, let Mr. Trump know, magtulungan tayo, okay? Sign the petitions, different banks, 17 banks that I mentioned in my previous live, acknowledge Gzion as a legal tender. Another one, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, I know Mr. Jokno, the governor of Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, please, when you love the people, disregard personal vested interests. Because the peso cannot fund present problem that our country facing. To tell you, even though United States of America leadership has a difficulty of what we call this, gathering funds from U.S. Treasury. Okay, I know that President Trump will declare all currency will be gold back up. Pero huli na. Hopefully, there will be a positive reply or response from the office of the President of the United States of America, Italy, including China. Okay? Maharlika nations willing to present to all of you the documents for a country representative who wanted to really determine the legality and the claim in terms of paper, in terms of tangible objects. Please, go to Maharlika Nation. Hindi ito yung panahon na kung saan magyabang. Ito yung panahon na tanggapin nyo lamang. When you accept Gzion as a legal tender, because this is international currency. Just like what have you done time that you recognize other currency in your nation? There is no interest. No need for 80 nations mentioned by International Monetary Fund who have an intention to borrow money from International Monetary Fund. No need to borrow money from International Monetary Fund. Just signify, just email Maharlika Nations so that you will be able to know when you are going to receive the wealth of God. This is not a time na magsabi lang tayo ng walang kabuluhan. Kawawa na yung mga tao, hindi mabubuhay ang tao sa isang sakong bigas, dalawang sakong bigas, ang tawag nito kung karami-rami silang pamilya. Paano tayo makabili ng mga test kit? Paano tayo makapag-fund ng mga pagkain, ng food, kung hindi tayo makikipaglaban sa mahinahon na usapan? That is why, ito yung sinasabi ko na sana ang ating mahal na Pangulo, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, sana yakapin ang Maharlika Nation, yakapin ang Gzion, hindi pa po huli ang lahat. Kasi marami ang mamamatay. Sana wag umabot na magdesisyon kayo na marami ang mamamatay dahil sa kakulangan ng gamit, kakulangan ng mga testing equipment, kakulangan ng mga personal protective equipment, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga frontliners. Hindi ito kaya ng isa lang. Person behind me really wanted to help your administration. We must admit na ang Gzion ay walang value dahil sa hindi pa naman po tinanggap ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Kung respetuhin lang sana ng Estado ng Pilipinas ang Gzion, wala na pong problema because Gzion is what we call this, a reason for us to be saved this such kind of pandemic. We can purchase personal protective equipment. We can purchase kahit gaano mang kamahal na mga gamot. Makapagpatayo ng mga bahay, lahat-lahat masusintuhan. Hindi na yung mga taong umaasa ng bigas na 3 kilo, 10 kilo, 15 kilo, galing po sa mga local executive po natin. Kaya at this point of time, aside from prayer, we need to act. Nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa. What we need, Mr. President, Trump, Prime Minister of Italy, and President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, what we need is the acknowledgement of the Gzion as a legal tender. Hindi kami magsasawa, ako personally, hindi ako magsasawa. Kasi darating po ang panahon na kayo mismo ang makakahawak ng dokumento. Kayo mismo ang makakaalam kung ano po ang totoo. Bigyan nyo lamang po ng pagkakataon na puntahan po ninyo ang Isla Bocas Grande. Nandyan lang po sa Socorro. Hindi po ito pag-uutos sa iyo, mahal na Pangulo. Ito po ay isang invitation. Dinaan sa social media because we believe wala po kaming tiwala sa mga media. Tingnan ninyo, hindi kami binabalita. Isang beses lang kami na KMJS, hindi pa balita. Ginawa pang katatawa-tawanan. I have an idea that some personnel of Malacanang have already an idea about the Golden Zion. Even those staff of the Senate and the Congress. I don't know if Senator Bongo knowledgeable about it. Knowledgeable about this. That's why may appeal to Secretary Bongo, to Senator Bongo, please consider the cry of Maharlika Nation. Please. We are very much willing to help. Ngayon, wala pang kwenta sa paningin ng iba ang Gzion dahil hindi po napigyan na i-acknowledge. Pag may acknowledge, ibigay po lahat sa mga tao. Ibigay po lahat sa mga tao para ipundo kung ano man po ang kailangan. Kaya that's why I am informed I was informed by the Maharlika Nation's representative that I really need to, what we call this, get the attention of the Office of the President of the United States of America, including Italy. At kung sino man po ng mga bansa na kung saan dyan po kayo, OFW. Panahon na po, tingnan mo, apektado na po ang lahat. Ang mga OFW hindi na po makapagpadala sa kanilang kamag-anak dito sa Pilipinas because ang limited na masyado. Even though in Australian government, they cannot withdraw their own money anymore. Andyan lang sa bangko. The government officials or the government of Australia give a matter of 4,000 Australian dollars every month, good for 6 months to their citizens. And including the food supply. But they cannot withdraw that 4,000. They can buy their food using using credit card. They don't allow send money from their banks, from their bank accounts. But they are provided for a matter of 4,000, what we call this, Australian dollars for 1 month. Good for 6 months. So ito yung mangyayari. Sinabi na po ng International Monetary Fund that there will be a recession. Our peso at this point of time cannot compete. Dahan-dahan nang nawawala ang fiat currency. Kaya may appeal to all my followers, tulungan ninyo ako na may paabot sa kinauukulan. Bahala na kung ano man ang pangusga o pang-aapi o kung ano man ang mga mali na mga sinasabi ng mga tao, we will accept that. Wala tayong magawa eh. We cannot show the document here in social media for them to believe what they say. Kaya matibay pa rin yung aming pakikibaka na once natanggapin ni President Trump yung tulong mula sa Maharlika Nation, we are very much willing to help. Okay? Pag tinanggap ng Amerika ang Gzion as international tribal currency, automatic, we are very much willing to give you the amount that you need in order to support the healthcare program in the midst of this what we call pandemic. The 349 billion pesos of what we call this intended to different nations are already prepared for partial. When you want to print Gzion currency, we will allow you as long as intended for humanity. So what is the purpose of informing you about this? For you to aware that this is not for personal interest. This is for the implementation of humanitarian program under the ECOSOC Article 55. So, klaro po sa ating binasa. No? That's the reason why I inform all the heads. 17 banks that I mentioned, whether you like it or whether you like it very much, you need to accept the proposal of Maharlika because you know from the very beginning that you transfer funds using hanging accounts. You need to return, supposed to be the war reparation funds that you stole from the people of Philippine Island. But because of Maharlikan's generosity, because of the generosity of person behind me, hindi na po namin kayo sisingilin. Kung di ang gagawin nyo lang, hayaan ninyo na mag-circulate sa mga bangko ninyo ang Gzion para pag-withdraw ng mga tao, Gzion na ang kanilang i-withdraw. Yun lang naman ang dapat gawin. Ipapasok ng Maharlika ang Gzion currency sa mga bangko, pag-withdraw sa ATM, automatic may pambili na ang mga tao ng bigas, ng pagkain. Hindi na po sila magugutom sa panahon ng krisis na ito. Makapagpatayo na tayo ng mga building, na mga ospital na hindi na po dadaan sa Senado, hindi na po dadaan sa Kongreso. Wala na pong bidding-bidding. Yan ang programa ng Maharlika. Kung yung 17 nations na nabanggit, yung 17 banks na nabanggit po natin, kung pumayag kayo na ipasok ang Gzion dyan, pag-withdraw ng mga tao, Gzion ang kanilang matatanggap. Makukuha nila kagad ang Gzion in a legal form dyan sa bangko. Hindi na magpila-pila ang mga tao, wala na pong mahihirapan. Or when the president or when the state wanted to distribute it, they can also distribute it. Ang importante, walang nagugutom, walang nagugulamihan, walang nahihirapang mga mamamayan. Hindi lamang sa Pilipinas, kundi sa buong mundo. Kaya ito yung panawagan namin kay President Trump. Mr. President Trump, please consider, when you emailed again, of course, to the Maharlika nations, the negotiations is, of course, follow. The signing of treaty will follow. You can bring your, what we call this, economic advisor. You can bring your financials. You can bring U.S. Treasury. You can bring your, what we call this, economist, financial advisor. Right? Very simple cry of Maharlika. Kung tatanggapin ninyo, kung sakaling hindi man po nakakarating sa inyong mga tanggapan, yung mga panawagan, yung mga email sa inyo na nag-reply noon, iulit namin sa inyo para matabawasan ang kahirapan ng tao na tinatamasa sa ngayon. Kasi hindi ninyo ito masusolve. Kahit $2 trillion pa ang kailangan ninyong iprenta na pera, bawat prenta ninyo ng pera, alam ninyo na nababaon kayo sa utang. Bawat printa ng Republika ng Pilipinas ng pera, nababaon sa utang ang Pilipinas. Sana ito yung isa sa mga i-consider ng ating mahal na Pangulo. No? Alam ko, i-interpret na mga negative na dahil sa coronavirus dapat magtulong. Paano makatulong ang Maharlika? Kasi naman, kung in-acknowledge nyo lamang, wala pong magdududa. Maharlika will give funds each person. Hindi lang 5 sako, hindi lang 1 sako ang mabigay. Kaya ngayon sinisingil na po ng ano tawag nito ng mga tao ang sinabi ng Maharlika na 100,000 sacks of rice. Until now, nakatenga lang doon. Kukunin na lang yun, Africa and India. The problem is, ano ang ibabayad? Kasi hindi pa po makatransmit ng pera bank to bank because the Bangko Sentral hindi pa po na-acknowledge. Kung sa pinakamaliit na punto ng inyong pag-iisip, anuhin man ng Maharlika ang 100,000 sacks of rice? Siyempre, ipakain sa mga tao. Ibigay sa mga tao. Tingnan mo ngayon na nangyari. I am very much happy because there are group of persons, what we call this, informed me that they really do their job just to inform the Office of the President and the Malacanang. Pero sana hindi po sana magtatagal. Kasi the more na magtatagal, the more na maraming mamamatay sa gutom. So ito po ang isa sa aking mga panawagan na sana ay masundan, no, ng iba't ibang leader ng mundo. I am just simply a spokesperson of Maharlika. I am just simply reading to you an important documents. Okay? An important documents. And this money is stated in what we call this deed of assignment. We have deed of assignment. Okay? Deed of assignment dated May 10, 2000. Executed by Global Alliance Investment Association. Executed by Global Alliance Investment Associations or GIA, represented by A.J. Aker. Isang dokumento pa lang yan. As guaranteed by Bonus 3392-181. That's why we are very much happy because President Trump have a previous announcement that a currency should be backed up by precious commodity. And that is really true. Kaya nga kami, in my own little way, I appeal to the President of the United States of America, please, we are very much willing to help the economy of your country. When you accept the Gzion as a legal tender of United States of America or international currency, magmi-meeting pa lang kayo tapos na ang Maharlika. Ready na yung pera. Ready na ang Gzion. Pwede na ninyong makuha any moment from now when there is what we call a proper negotiations by simply signing of treaties. When you acknowledge, when you announce to the whole world that you acknowledge Gzion as a legal tender of the world, we will give you what you need. We will give you what you want. Walang kapalit, no return. Di ba? No need to return back. All you have to do is use it for a humanitarian purpose. We are very willing to finance as long as when you acknowledge Gzion as a legal tender. When you tell the whole world that you acknowledge Gzion as a legal tender, we will give budget to all nations affected by this pandemic, especially your country, United States of America, followed by Italy. Kasi number 1 na po ngayon, no? Your country now is in a number 1 spot in terms of what we call this person of under investigation, person under monitoring. Kayo na po ang nangunguna, no? Nangunguna na po ngayon ang ano tawag nito, ang Amerika, no? Sa biktima. So sana, at this point of time titingnan daw natin ito, marami na pong biktima sa inyong bansa. Alam niyo ba mga kaibigan, that the victim of coronavirus at this point of time, April 1, 2020, coronavirus cases is almost 877,744. You know the actual death, 45,565 or 69. Recovered, 185,067. Dahil sa kakulangan ng pondo, kakulangan ng mga equipment, kakulangan ng mga personal protective equipment. Ang coronavirus cases is umabot na po sa 877,744. Almost million. Yung mga namatay ay umabot na po sa 43,569. Ang naka-recovered 85,067. Ang nangunguna dito, alam mo, United States of America with a total cases of 186,647. Ang namatay bago lamang 6. Okay? So tingnan mo. Ang total death sa Amerika 4,059. Pumapangalawa ang Italy na mayroong total cases of 105,792. Alam mo kung ang namatay sa kanila? 12,428. Pumapangatlo ang Espanya, 102,136. Ang namatay is 9,053. Ngayong araw lang ang dumagdag sa kanila, 589. Yun yung bagong patay. Sa China, 81,000. 554. Total death is 3,312. Ngayong araw lang siguro 7 ang nadagdag. In the Philippines, we have a matter of 2,311. 2,311. Ang bagong cases, 227. Ang namatay sa buong Pilipinas is 96. 8 ngayon ang bago na naitala. So please, this is now the time that we need to be united para po masolbar ang lahing tao. Humanity. Kasi pag magpatuloy ito, magdebate pa tayo ng pondo sa Congress, sa Senate, hindi tayo magsasucceed. Pero pag dineclare ka agad, that's why please, Mr. President, this is your time. This is not mine. This is not a time of anybody else. This is your time. When you declare Gzion as a legal tender, the Philippines will become a nation of generosity. Maharlika nations is the one who finance. Sayang lang kasi hindi nyo inaksyonan Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Nagtuo mo sa isang salita ng inyong officials na hindi niya alam kung ano ang dokumento na hinahawakan ng Maharlika Nation. Hindi alam kung anong mahalagang bagay ang hawak ng Maharlika Nation. Kung bakit ang Maharlika Nations ay matapang na lumantad sa mundo to inform this program. Wala kayong nakikitang tao sa likod ko, wala kayong nakikita because hinihintay kayo, Mr. President. Including the President of the United States of America. We need to fight the digital currency of the Republic of China. That's why people of the world, people of the Philippines, Maharlikans, this is now the time for us to unite. Gzion versus the digital or proposed digital currency of China, wherein according to them, 5 times powerful than their present currency. When President Trump declared that all currency will be fiat, America produced a currency with gold backup, and Maharlika Nation automatically will apply for a recognition. as international tribal currency, Gzion. Pero sana hindi umabot ng matagal kasi habang tumatagal, maraming kawawa. So ito po sana yung pagtuunan natin ng pansin. Sa lahat ng mga negatibo, hindi ninyo kaya ang problema ng mundo. Sinasabi ko sa inyo kahit na ang Pangulo ng pinakamayamang bansa sa buong mundo, sumasakit ngayon ang kanyang ulo. Kaya walang magawa si President Trump kung di i-declare na dissolve ang Federal Reserve, U.S. Treasury. Then kailangan mag-print ng pera back up by precious commodity under the common law. So yun lang po ang aking sasabihin ngayon. Magbabalik lamang po ako ng pagla-live ko kasi ito lamang po yung aking sinasabi. Pagbabalik tanaw sa letter of instructions ng Maharlika, and at the same time, meron po tayong tinawag na Golden Zion currency, no? Isang papel, 200 pesos. 1 Gzion is equivalent to what we call this, 200 pesos. 500 Gzion is equivalent to what we call this, okay? May 100, may 200. So sana, ito yung i-consider ng pamahalaan ng Amerika. Wala na ako ipakialam kung ano man po ang mga negative ninyo na mga comment, pero pareho lang man din kayo makakatanggap ng blessing pagdating ng araw. Sa mga nagtatanong about doon sa bigas, nakatenga lamang po ang bigas, hindi po makuha sa India at saka sa Africa na inordiran po natin dahil po sa hindi pa po na-recognize ng Bangko Sentral ang Gzion as legal tender. I-acknowledge po sana. We don't need approval. When the Bangko Sentral acknowledge Gzion as a legal tender, automatic buong mundo susunod yan. And when the United States of America declare that the Gzion is a legal tender, because that is international currency, hindi po yun siya national currency ng Pilipinas. Because Golden Zion is a tribal money. So once they acknowledge ng dalawang mabibigat na leader, ibigay ng Maharlika kung ano ang dapat na ibigay. Sila na po ang bahala magbigay sa mga tao. Dautan ka man, masama ka man, o mabuti ka man, makakatanggap kayo ng blessing mula sa Maharlika. Para matubos tayo sa kahirapan. Pag hindi ito matapos sa loob ng isang taon, wait. Expect the unexpected. Kasi the moment na dineclare ang Universal Divine Government sa Isla Bukas Grande, yun yung panahon sana na nag-uumpisa na dapat. Because this wealth is a reward of our trust, faith, and righteousness. Our only gift to Almighty God, who is the owner of our lives and the master of everything in the world. That's why if you believe and have a great trust, this wealth will save our poverty. And for the remnant of the indigenous generation, this wealth shall be redeemed and ready to embrace, help the poor, and save, and spread it to the whole world. Hindi lamang po sa Republika ng Pilipinas. Panahon na para i-finance ang health. Pwede na tayo makapagpatayo ng mga ospital, housing, food, wala na magugutom, clothing, hospitalization, sa pag-aral, school, infrastructure, agricultural to be developed, agricultural land to be developed, reforestation to save Mother Earth, protecting and restoring watershed and oceans. Yan po ang punduhan ng Maharlika Nation. So naway naunawaan ninyo, this is for free of charge. Walang bayad. Tandaan nyo yan, wala pong bayad. Ni kahit na 5 duling. Wala pong bayad. Hopefully, Maharlikan people all over the world, you can do your part. Konting panahon na lang. Kung ayaw nyong mamatay sa gutom at ayaw nyong mamatay sa consumption, mamatay sa suicide ang mga tao, different leaders all over the world act. Ang Espanya, look at Spain. Lahat ng nagtamasa, lahat ng nang-alipusta sa lahing pinili. Tingnan ninyo, United States of America, during previous administration, Italy, Spain, hindi ba kayo nagtaka? Hindi ba kayo nagtaka na ang statement dito, hindi ba kayo nagtaka na an order creating a currency note is now declared as legal tender in payment of all the debts incurred by the Vatican, incurred by Spain, United States of America, and Republic of the Philippines. Tingnan mo ngayon sa letter of instruction and at the same time sa engraving of money. Debts, payment of all the debts incurred by the Vatican, Spain, and United States of America because they looted the wealth of the nations from ancient island of Maharlika. See? Kaya pinaparusahan ngayon, look at Italy. Pero hindi po sumasama ang loob ng Maharlika dyan. Sabihin nyo man ako na baliw ako, sabihin nyo man na naghalog ang angkong tornilyo, pero ito yung pagkakataon na sana pakinggan ninyo because this is for you. After this, mamuhay po ako ng normal. And we are very much willing to investigate. Kaya sa mga nanonood po dyan na mga claimant ng wealth of the nation, you are not my enemy. You are part of this. Because whether you like it or not, tanggalin nyo na yung pang-recruit ng inyong mga member kasi hindi po yan nakakatulong. Wala kayong makukuha na pera sa United Nations. Sapagkat ang United Nations ay ginawa 1945 after World War II na kung saan para daw ma-solve ang conflict. Yung drama-drama nila na World War II. Tayo ang lugi sa United Nations. Kaya tingnan mo ngayon, pag walang maibigay ang United Nations, kahit halimbawa maibigay, it cannot suffice. Gutom pa rin. Tingnan mo, ilang linggo pa lang nag-aaray na ang mga tao. How much more pa pag umabot ng 6 na buwan? Mantakin mo kung ilan ang mamamatay dyan sa depression. Hanggang kailan masuportahan? Kasi kung may pera ang gobyerno natin, hindi po dapat pa 5,000 lang. Dapat good for ganito. Ibigay lahat parang tao mismo. Pero ngayon, tingnan mo. Remember, ang pera ng iba naka-quarantine. Dahil sa may bacteria daw. But I'd like to inform the different states, heads, president, prime minister, king and queen, including the president of the Republic of the Philippines, please consider, acknowledge Gzion as a legal tender. After that, you are simply the one who implement the program of Maharlika. Kung hindi kaya ng isang presidente dahil sa maraming nakapalibot sa kanya, we are begging you, Mr. President, declared revolutionary form of government. so that you can do without the approval of the Senate and the Congress. Para mapadali po, hindi po ako nagtuturo, pero ito lamang po ang alam ko na mapakinggan po ninyo. Kasi hindi naman po ito basta-basta na pag-claim at pag-inform. We are appealing, I am appealing now to the head of states, king and queen, leaders of the different nations, different ambassadors here in the Philippines, please reconsider, accept Gzion as a legal tender, and we are very willing to fund, to give you a funds for you to utilize intended to healthcare program to eradicate and of course to combat this what we call coronavirus pandemic based on the declarations of World Health Organization. I am not doing this for my own personal vested interest. Alam ko marami namang magtataas ng mga kilay kasi magsabi na imbis ako magtulong, bakit ako nga sa Facebook? Ito ang ginagawa ko para sa inyo I am just simply following the mandate from Maharlika Nation as spokesperson. Hindi ito madali na responsibilidad. That's why we are very much willing to investigate. For those who have negative, I am very sorry, you are already forgiven because you are too ignorant of what is really happening. You don't have any idea of what particular documents Maharlika have. You don't have any idea what particular precious commodities we have. All you know is the gold. You're just simply asking, where is the gold? We cannot let you see the gold when you are not, when you don't have a pure heart. So seek ye first the kingdom of God and His all righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Yun po. So maraming salamat sa inyo. Have a nice day and God bless everyone. Mabuhay po ang Maharlika Nations. So please, pakikalat po ninyo makaabot sa tanggapan ng mahal na presidente. At the same time, kung hindi tayo gumawa ng hakbang, wala tayong magagawa. Ginawa ko na po ang aking responsibilidad as a spokesperson. Anytime, mawawala po ako sa line. So nawa, makonsider ng mahal na Pangulo ang apila ng Maharlika Nation. Hindi na ito po yung time na kung sino yung mag-pride. Yung gusto lang po ng Maharlika, ng tao na sa likod ko, mahal na Pangulo, safety po ang kanyang buhay, and at the same time, safety din po ang iyong buhay. Yun lang. Kaya nga hindi kami pumupunta sa Malacanang, Mr. President, because we don't really trust people surrounded you. I am very sorry. I have a feeling that some of your cabinet members are members of the cabal community. Global elite, part of shadow government, puppet of the deep state. That is the reason why, Mr. President, we want your attentions to Isla Bocas Grande in order for you to really know the veracity and the importance of our, what we call this, appeal. We want to help the government. Not only the Republic of the Philippines, but the whole world. Diyan mo makikita kung sino ang hinahanap mo, Mr. President, pag pumunta ka po sa Isla Bocas Grande. You have your own resources. Okay? We're just simply waiting for you there. Hanggat hindi pa po huli ang lahat. Kapag na-acknowledge mo ang Gzion, Mr. President, as a legal tender, and then declared Maharlika as a nation, mariredeem na po ang lahat ng hirap ng mga lahing pinili. And you are very fortunate enough to implement the humanitarian program using the wealth o bathala. Nasa iyo po ang katuparan ng lahat. Anuhin man namin ang Gzion currency sa pagtulong sa mga tao, kung hindi man din pwede dito magamit sa Pilipinas. Tama? Kasi kung pwede lang magamit dito sa Pilipinas, sa pamamagitan ng pag-declare that this currency is legal tender of tribal nation, so pwede na ma-exchange into peso. Pwede na makapagbili ng ilang-ilang sakong bigas mabigay sa mga tao. Ha? Ganun lang kasimple yan. That's why we sign. No? We make a petition, even though petitions is not necessary. But we need to really have a worldwide scope para makita ng ibang lahi. Lalo-lalo na yung mga diplomat. That's why, for those countries who have difficulty raising funds to combat the pandemic, please consider Gzion as your currency, and we will help you. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. God bless everyone. Mabuhay ang Maharlika Nations, mabuhay ang Gzion currency, and mabuhay chosen people. Indigenous peoples, mandatory representative, thank you so much. Christian, Muslims, and Lumad, our fight in Maharlika is not a fight of a certain individual. This is a fight for the redemption of humanity, of a chosen people's identity and dignity. And of course, Gzion is a factor to really realize the ECOSOC program. And at the same time, Gzion is a reason so that the wealth of Bathala will be distributed equally. Whether you are a bad guy or a good guy, it doesn't matter. Food, shelter, housing, healthcare, be funded by what we call this international currency of Maharlika nations, the golden city of New Jerusalem. I-disregard po natin kung ano yung kaalaman ninyo. Kung kayo po ay nandito kayo na claimant, wala pong problema yan. Maharlika nation pang magbibigay sa inyo ng pondo. I assured you that lahat ng mga claimant, wala naman po kayong makukuha na pera sa World Bank. Kahit na hindi na kayo makapagpa-release ng pera sa World Bank, lahat ng claim null and void. So ang magpo-provide yan is Maharlika. Okay? Because we have already printed currency backed up by precious stone, backed up by gold. We have also ancestral domain. So sana intindihin na lang natin, hindi tayo mag-away-away, no? Ang atin dito is lahat tayo maka-benefits. Lahat kayo maka-benefits. Hindi na kayo magpagod. Wala nang problema yung mga member ninyo na pinangakuan ninyo ng tag 5 milyon. Lahat makakatanggap ng tulong mula kay Bathala. Pinagbigyan na kayo muna na makarelease kayo ng pondo. Ang problema, kaya hindi ba kayo nagtaka na hindi nire-release ng World Bank sa inyo? Because hindi pa po nag-lapse ang 50 years. Ano ngayon, nag-lapse na po ang 50 years, wala naman din kayong tinatawag na deed of assignment. Yung sinasabi yung deed of assignment, ay null and void. Ang pinagbabasihan dito is yung deed of assignment dated May 10, 2000, executed by a Global Alliance Investment Association. At hindi basta-basta na binigay lang ang dokumento. Ay hindi nyo ito makukuha. A lot of people say that E.G. is a false claimant. No, he is not a claimant. He is what we call, nag-execute siya under the Global Alliance Investment Association. John E.G. is already died. Is already dead. But he prepared this document, no, with under the bonus 3392-181, which serve as a debt collateral as an asset reserved in all banks which is payable in gold and likewise recognized by United States and Federal Reserve. Kahit kaano man pa kapasinungalingan ninyo ang claim na ganito si E.J. Iker, isa pa lamang po yan. Wala pa kayong alam na iba. Maharlika Nation will not give you the intact documents. So sana, Mr. President Donald Trump, Mr. President Rodrigo Duterte, Tatay Digong, please consider the appeal of Maharlika Nations so that the problem of a countries all over the world in terms of financial be solved under your presidency. Kasi kayo po ang makasabi nating patriot, ipinaglalaban ninyo ang karapatan ng mga mahihirap, ayaw ninyong maghirap ang inyong mga citizen. Ito na yung panahon na kung saan i-consider ninyo ang tulong ng Maharlika. Hindi po Maharlika nagbigay ng gulo, kung di inopen po ng Maharlika ang pinakamahalagang yugto na kung saan ipapatupad ang tinatawag na humanitarian project. There are a lots of humanitarian project actually, but they cannot get money from the World Bank. Why? Because they don't have authority. They don't have deed of assignment. So yun lang. Sana maliwanag po sa ating lahat. And sa pangatlong pagkakataon, bye-bye.